TV on? Okay. The room was black or dark?
It's just
brown.
the TV.
Okay. You wake up, he's raping you. Hands around your neck.
He likes that. He likes it because he can hold right here.
On it. Okay.
And he can push me down, and he can get further up.
So he pushes down onto the ball right here then?
He pushes down like this.
Okay.
So he does.
Both hands usually?
No, the other one's always up on top, so he can pinch right here.
And why does he pinch here?
He pinches here, and it makes it so I can't swallow, and then I get really, I go really dizzy really fast when he pushes it here. When I can't swallow, I can't make noise either, and I can't bite.
Okay. So tell me what happens. Does he ejaculate?
No, go ahead. He took a little bit on the bed, and the rest of it he was holding in his hand. And I was crying. And standing here. And I went cleaned up everything on my side of the bed. Because I had gotten up and I got a baby wipe and cleaned myself.
You had a baby wipe and cleaned yourself up?
And in my bathroom with the little white
Trash can?
can.
Okay. So you basically, you wiped down your vagina and stuff to clean up, and you threw it in the waste can in the bathroom? Okay. Came out of the bathroom, and he's now on your side of the bed? Is he laying on his back? Which side?
Facing the computer. His back was to
Okay, so he's got his back to the closet, he's facing towards the computer. So Stan didn't have any, Stan was in the room.
not until after I already hit him.
So how many times do you think you hit him?
I just never wanted to I don't know. Touched me, and I wanted him to know what it felt like. I didn't really think about it. I really didn't put any effort in.
He came out of the room and saw the hammer sitting there and grabbed it and walked over. And you just hit him for every time that he abused you or did what he did to you and hurt you. And then you went and get Stan? Or did Stan
And
get
he really did.
Okay, he
It hurt me.
Okay. What did you yell before? Because you said you yelled something. Do you remember what you yelled? No.
You said you don't know me. I mean, that's...
You don't know me?
I said you don't know me, and I hit with both hands and I just kept hitting him. And Stan took it away from me.
So Stan came in when you were still hitting Dale? Okay. Is that how you broke your nail then, you think? That was from hanging the picture? Okay. Okay.
For me, actually, hit me because I couldn't hit it with my right hand because my hand needed to be strong enough to hold the picture because I was having trouble balancing it.
So Stan came in behind you and he took the hammer. Did he take the hammer away from you?
He stopped me because I had stopped like that.
Okay.
And Stan grabbed his hammer and took it from me.
And put it down on the... Okay. Tired of it. So is that the bruises on your inner thigh? Was that from tonight? Was that from when he was on top of you and sexually assaulted you? Do you remember how you got him? With his fingers to open you?
And then his hips hit me. When I tried to kick him off, I pulled up and it didn't help. It didn't help.
When you woke up and he was on top of you and raping you, did you try to yell?
I couldn't yell at that time.
Did you try to get him off of you so that he had injuries on him?
I scratched him and I bit him and
Okay.
I did everything I said I did when I woke up. I just didn't do it because of him.
Okay. So you scratched and bit at him and try and get him off of you? And who called? Did you go and call the police out in the family room, or did you? Okay. You
I called him in the bedroom too.
Okay.
Stan was trying to keep me out of the bedroom because he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do.
Did he go over to Dale to check on it? Okay. Were you in the room, or?
He went over to Dale to check on him, and I went over to the other side, and
Did he say anything to Dale?
he asked Dale if you're all right, and Dale actually said bitch, and I pushed him off the bed.
That's how he got on the floor? So after you hit him with the hammer,
I didn't mean to push him on the floor. I was trying to fix his neck.
how was his neck?
Because of the way he was laying and the way his face looked, I was trying to turn him so he could lay on his back. But I didn't have to look.
And then he called you a bitch?
It sounds like bitch. He recognized me.
Mm-hmm. And you pushed him off the bed at
I
that
didn't
point?
mean to push him. It was me trying to turn him over. It wasn't like I shoved him.
So were you over on the side of the bed by the closet then?
No, I was on the other side. I climbed up onto the other
I got you.
side, and I was
So you
trying
were
to
there.
turn him over because I didn't want to have to look at what I had done.
Okay.
You fell and I ran.
Okay. That's how he ended up on the floor. Okay. He had no, if anything, he took the hammer away. So if we find fingerprints and the blood that we found on him would be...
Because he pulled me away from...
Okay. You don't remember what?
I don't remember making the mental decision to do that. It's not like I walked out of the bathroom and said, I'm gonna hit his head with a hammer. I just remember walking by and...
Was the light on when you came out of the bathroom? Okay. But you had put the hammer down there because...
I knew where the hammer was. It had been there from hanging the picture, but you could see with the TV on it. It wasn't until I got to the computer desk area, I was going to go grab my blueberry drink that was on the nightstand. And then I was going to go grab my pants and get them on the go away. And it didn't happen.
How did your shirt get ripped? Do you know?
When I tried to turn him, he grabbed my shirt and let go, but that it hurt because it was such a long stretch and I wasn't going to go with it. I was trying to turn him and he was sliding and he had my shirt and it ripped down where there was a little hole in it from...
Oh, so there was a prior hole?
And he just happened to catch it and it was totally coincidence.
So it had a tiny hole and when his finger caught it, it ripped it. And that's why it sliced maybe that way rather than... Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to spend my life in jail and I don't want my girls to not have a mom. That's why I didn't want to let you know what happened. I just don't want them to
then we'll come in and I can find out from there what we're gonna do with charging and things like that. And I don't know if you want to call your mom and maybe give her a heads up what's going on. That's up to you. You want to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back in a minute, okay? Just sit tight. All right? I'll be right back, okay? I promise. I'll be back.
I can't dial. Hi. No, I was glad I left them. I was glad I left them and spend the night with them, and we'll figure everything out tomorrow. I'm not going to be coming home tonight now. Yes, I'm having. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Okay. Okay? Just know that I'm going to get over there soon. Maybe that you haven't told me, but they will come in and tell me the charges here. Maybe I will.
Are you talking now?
That's okay, that's what I was calling for.
Oh, okay.
Kind of explains what will happen here, okay? When we deal with a situation like this, we don't make a determination on self-defense or not self-defense. There is a self-defense statute that applies to cases like this, but the county attorney reviews it, and ultimately the county attorney looks at the entire picture. And that's what I was saying before about if we submit something to the county attorney for self-defense and they realize the scene doesn't match up with the story, it can actually be worse for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, given everything in Detective Morris, you kind of explained the whole situation as far as what you said, and that matches the scene. I'll be honest with you. We kind of had an idea. Okay. Okay. And the scene kind of showed that. Once we really got in and started digging into the scene, that's where we had the issues. And that's why I came out of fairness to you, saying, hey, you need to know that it's just not quite matching up. What's going to happen from here is we call the county attorney's office. They're going to review the case. Detective Commercial, we have to take you to jail tonight. There is a process, and you have to see a judge. The charge right now is going to be attempted homicide. Now, there's also, that's where the justification comes in. There is self-defense justification for attempted homicide. We're not the people that make those decisions, right? That's well outside of our grasp. We document all that. That's her purpose of spending. I know it may not seem like it now, but the whole purpose of spending 5 hours in here, just unbelievably detailing every single thing you would tell us about the abuse. That's part of the reason we do that. All right, so you'll go down to 4th Avenue Jail tonight. You'll see a judge usually in the first 12 to 15 hours. It depends on how busy they are. So probably sometime early morning, maybe by 8 or 9 o'clock. You'll have what they call your initial appearance. And all the initial appearance is to look at the charge, and the judge will determine if you're a flight risk, and to set bond if he can release you on your own recognizance. If he's going to set a bond as far as where you actually have to pay money to get out of a security bond that you'll promise to appear later. And then he'll also determine if you need counsel. Counsel, this would be an attorney. He'll give you the option of hiring your own attorney, or if you want to have one appointed to you, that's the time that they'll actually appoint you an attorney as well.
So the charges go through before they look into the case?
The initial charge goes through. The county attorney's office actually came out to the scene with us, walked through the scene earlier today. When we keep them on the phone, we keep them updated on everything that goes through. The county attorney's office will get the case tomorrow. We'll look at everything. But the charge tonight to actually start the process, that's what the charge is. And that's what I'm saying. Things can change. It can change to an aggravated assault. It can change to a regular assault. There's so many different variables that can happen. I don't want to tell you one thing that haven't changed. So initially, that's what it goes down as, and then as it goes through the court process and the attorneys get involved, there's all kinds of modifications that can happen. Does that make sense? Okay. Did I lose any part or anything you want me to make sure I clarify? And I understand just with the whole situation, it's a lot to sit there and take it. Secretary Moore, you explained everything with your mom and the kids tonight, correct? Yeah.
Okay.
Just I'm sure. Was that your mom that you were talking to? Do you want to kind of explain to her what's going on? Would you rather us explain it to her?
We'll give you a few minutes to call her. Give her a heads up to let her know, so she kind of knows the process. And she's got my phone number, and I'm sure she'll probably call me if she has any questions. Because with her being down here and being with the cell phone, if you're going to try to be calling from jail, you're not going to be able to get a hold of her because you need to call collect. You can't call collect on a cell phone. So,
To be honest with you, I think it'd make it worse. Just in my experience, because it's really difficult for the girls to grasp that, especially with their age. So I mean, you know what I mean? It's one thing for you not to be there and the girls to kind of find out what's going on. The other thing is, if I were you and it was my children, and I have 4 girls, so I'm just kind of blowing smoke here, I would wait before I really let my kids wrap their heads around what's going on until you have a better idea of how the charges are going to go. Does that make sense? Because like I said, we're filing the charge tonight. You're going to be booked in under the attempted homicide. That can be modified. There's things that can be changed. I don't know that I would bring the girls down here explaining you're going to jail and why you're going to, especially the 13-year-old. If there's anything like my 13-year-old, they're going to want to know. I don't know that I would necessarily give them too much of that information right now, because things may change.
I have to be booked before I have a county attorney look at it and talk to an attorney.
Yeah, that's what starts the whole process. You can talk to an attorney anytime.
I should have asked for an attorney beforehand so that maybe I wouldn't have to go in court quite like this and wait and hope on somebody's good judgment that they can tell what's happened.
I would tell you whether you had an attorney or not, the process does not change right now.
Now, previously,
Even previously, with what we've seen at the scene, I don't know that it would have changed anything. Now, granted, it's taken us a long time. We're not going to be done at the house, so probably tomorrow night. We're actually coming back in the morning and starting at 8 o'clock with the house. There's just so much for us with the house. Whether you told us what you told us or not, I don't believe it's going to change anything in the long run as far as what happens tonight.
Realistically, in your mind, can this be a self-defense?
Realistically, in my mind, I believe that there are circumstances and details of this case that definitely change the situation from somebody just going up and doing what happened to somebody out of the blue. Self-defense can, you know, if I say mitigating, do you understand what that means? The self-defense statute can be a mitigating statute where you may not get completely off, but it can significantly reduce the end result. Does that make sense? So it may be charged the same, but because of some factors that can be considered through self-defense, where somebody who just cold-blooded, complete stranger, didn't know anybody, or didn't know this person, committed the same crime and had a history of crimes in the past, which you don't, you know, they could be looking at a lot of time in prison. Where a domestic issue that's been brewing for years and years and years, I can't even tell you what the possible situations are, but there are different circumstances that are considered in all of that. And that's why it's kind of a lengthy process. There's actually more or less a board or a committee or review board at the county attorney's office that will look at all that and make the final charging decision. But they're aware that we're proceeding the way we are, and basically by us booking it, that's what starts the process there.
So basically, I need to kill him. Great.
I'm sure if you could go back and change things, you would. That's not what Detective Tamori and I are not sitting here telling you we think you're a cold-blooded killer who set out on this path to go take him out. That's not the impression we have, and I hope that's not the impression I'm leaving you, that that's what I think. It's very clear that you've been through a lot. That type of abuse affects people in different ways. I can't even sit here and say I would do the same thing or I would do the same thing. Never been in your shoes. I've never experienced that. I can't even tell you what I would do in that same situation. There were some good signs. Apparently, when he came out of surgery later this evening, they were able to give him verbal stimulus. Hey, can you move your left foot? Can you move your right foot? And he was able to move his feet. It's one of those processes that's going to take a while, you know, to really see what the extent of his injuries are. I know they were scheduling another MRI to try to get a better feeling of what's going on. And it's one of those things that, you know, it's hard to say what the injuries could be until a week or two. He's got some moves. I will tell you, just based on what I saw at the scene, he's lucky to be alive. It's a significant injury. So I'm saying he's moving his feet when he's being asked, but I don't want to sugarcoat it either and send you out here with the wrong impression. It's a very, very serious injury. I think, I don't know yet. It's too early to answer that.
If I told you outside, it's going to be a day-by-day thing. A day-by-day thing with him.
It can change for the better or worse at any time, so that's where I don't want to sugarcoat it and put you in the wrong. One thing I will be straight up with you is we're not going to leave you straight. We're not going to tell you something and then you get out of here and find out it's the exact opposite. Everything we do technically is releasable. It's all public record. We have not had, to my knowledge, any media requests at this time. It's not something that we call up the news stations and say, hey, this is what we're working. But it's not uncommon for us to get regular routine requests for different types of cases. So at this point, we haven't gotten a request that they're getting ready to put on a 10 o'clock news or anything like that. And it's funny how the media will, sometimes the media picks things that we're like, are you kidding us? That's what you're going to put on the news? Where other cases never hit the news at all. So that's, I guess my answer is completely out of our hands. We have no control over it. And I realize there's no good way for me to sit here and try to explain this stuff, but at the same point, I don't want you to go on from here.
When do they get involved?
They're involved. There's already a county attorney signed the case. He probably won't be at the initial appearance, but he'll be forwarded the information that comes up from the initial appearance. We will start forwarding our reports as soon as we get them done to the county attorney's office. I would say we've got at least all day tomorrow, maybe a little bit longer still at the house. So obviously some of those reports are going to take us a while to get everything documented and set up. Do you have any other family other than your mom? Brothers or sisters? Where does she live at?
Washington.
Is she married?
Yep.
What does she do there?
She goes to school.
Have a husband?
He graduated with an architect.
Is he working? Are they doing pretty good? It's good to have everybody.
Very new to have. She's just having the first baby.
Mm.
She's doing much.
You have a pretty good relationship with her?
She's a sister. Yeah, they don't have a good relationship.
Well, I didn't decide to take my kids for a long time.
I don't know. I don't know the relationship with your mom well enough. I don't know what her, obviously, you know, tonight your mom's with the kids. I don't know how long you'll be held. If you'll be released tomorrow, they'll post a bond that you can actually post, and there's a chance you're released tomorrow. That's somewhat limited the entire issue there. Those are some of the questions I can't answer just yet. We need to at least look at all of our options. What's your thoughts on that? Sure it does. They're still your kids. Regardless of what happens today, or tomorrow, or next week, they're still your kids and you're still their mom. It absolutely matters.
But I don't know control the system either. It's getting worse than normal.
Well, just so you kind of, we do contact CPS. We have to involve CPS. I'm not saying we contact them every time we're with your kids. If you're comfortable with them being with your mom right now, in all intents and purposes, your mom has been to take them. CPS feels the same way you do. They don't want to take and put kids in the system. But at the same point, if you're in for a little bit longer before you're released, or if you're in until trial, there could be an extended period there that they need to look at. And we need to be able to at least present them with some options that you're in favor of, because they will take your consideration into account. You know, if you jump up and down and say, I don't want to put my kids, my mom's not, or I don't want my kids with my mom's not fit. They will look into that, so. Any other questions I can answer for you? Just working. Are you just working?
Why don't you call Mom back? Because when we get down to we went down, we went upstairs, we have to look at reception on your phone. So give you a few minutes to give her a call. And I'll come back in, give you some privacy with it. Alright? Just kind of give her a heads up on what's going on. We have to wait and see. And like I told you, Marissa, what I put in my report is everything that you and I talked about. There was not going to be any surprises. And that's why I spent so much time.
I mean, there's so much more than that.
And we documented that there's been a history of emotional and physical abuse that's been going on for 8 years. These are just a few of what we discussed. You know, that you've gone to the hospital several times, and then you're right. You know, that's been going on. Well, I'm going to document what I found on your archives. And that, you know, all of that, everything is going to go in the report. So let's just wait and see what's going to happen. Basically, take it one step at a time. One step at a time. Give her a call, get that over with. I'll be right back. I'll give it a few minutes for one.
Am I being charged with attempted homicide? Yeah. And, I'll have an attorney by tomorrow. I'm gonna be sitting in jail tonight. What? Because as far as the forensics are concerned, I was involved. Because I grabbed stuff and touched stuff and moved stuff and freaked out about stuff, and unfortunately fingerprints go a long way. Because I moved to the wrong side of the room. I'm using Alan's phone. No, he dropped off a phone for me to use. Looks like it's right there, so that I could call people because he knew they would never give me access to a phone. Yeah. Well, they... Yep. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to tell you we'll get things done. you. Yep. Don't worry, they're going to try to contact Rihanna because they're going to ask her if she's ever seen her dad beat me up. I can ask for it to be changed to self-defense, but only if... I can ask for it to be changed to self-defense, but only if they have enough incidences to show that I have been abused for a long time. I know. I know. Nope. They won't let me see the girl. They won't let me see you. They leave the house again tomorrow, and then you have the girls for the next couple days, and depending on what's up with bail, which could be weeks, for them to have as normal a life as possible, I guess they would need to go. No, I'm saying they can stay with Alan and David and at least be able to go to school and have a normal kind of life because their mom fucked things up. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Well, I'll find out what my bail is and I'll get it posted and then we'll be able to talk. But I don't know till like 8 or 9 in the morning. Right. Okay. Okay. I love you. And tell my girls that I love them. Okay. Yes, I did. I love you too. Bye. Hello? Hey. What about here?
He went home. We let him go home. I don't know right now. We're going to have to sit down and weigh everything out to see. I think he told us that in there. So we'll most likely what's going to happen with him is when it gets written up in the report, we'll leave that up to the county attorney if we feel that charges need to be pursued against him. That's most likely what we'll do. So, but we're in for it now, what you said. Okay, I have to go to the lady attorney, and then I'll get in to get you. I'll go downstairs, get your picture, or maybe do your fingerprint. So, just take, did you get home now? Okay, she kind of knew what was going on. Okay. What do you have in the bag?
All my paperwork. I can leave it at the desk. I'll have it on the table. You'll leave the phone and everything.
Yeah, okay. Well, you might need to put them on. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to want to see what you got here, because I don't know if we'll be able to.
You can be here if you want it sometime.
Why don't you come? Let me go to the bathroom and put my pants. I'll be right back. And then, yeah, if you can come down and get it now, anything, take your smokes and stuff, you're not going to smoke in the jail. It'd be easier just to
So I
get
can
it.
smoke outside for a couple more before you take me?
I'll let you have one more. That's it. Then we gotta go down. So just hang tight here. Let me go to the bathroom. I'll come back and get you.
Okay. Hello. No, I'm being charged with attempted homicide. According to the affirmative list, I'm being charged with attempted homicide. You and I need to talk in private. It's a very distinct boundary. Okay. Yeah. We'll just have to make some very distinct boundaries, and we'll discuss what our boundaries were, and we'll take care of it. Okay? There's every possibility that it could be changed to self-defense due to ongoing abuse, but it's just a wait and see. We stand there with you? Okay. As of right now, we're not going to charge you with anything. And then, they might still decide that it's already been charged me. I figure I'll take it all on myself. I don't need to bring somebody else down with me. Okay. We'll walk you through it. I might call you to come help me post bail, if they let me have bail. So let me see. I would appreciate it. Okay. I guess we have to ask Dan on his own, but I don't think that'll be a problem. Yep. I'll know what the others sometimes know alone when I finally have my own at home. Which will be around 8 to 12 tomorrow. And I haven't seen the kids in this long, and I may not see them. Yeah, I know. Don't need to do that. I just told you I need to talk. I'm sorry. Tell Sam I'm sorry. Too. We'll see. Okay? We'll just wait and see. I'm not going to be ever hopeful. I won't have that in me. I'll talk to you later. If you actually want to come on down really quick and pick up the bag and everything so that they don't take it away from me. I'm at the Gilbert Police Department. All their paperwork and everything, so they'll need to go to my room. Or you actually can keep it, that's fine. Until we figure out what's going on. And I'm gonna go sit my ass in jail. Down at 4th Street. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, if you haven't done now, they'll put it down at the front desk, but they won't. They're being very inconfident, so. Okay. Good.
Okay. Is he coming to get your stuff? Okay. You're not gonna be able to take that with you? Do you want to keep it in until we get downstairs, or you want to put that in the bag?
You can take a ponytail with it?
No.
Why?
Can't have them when you go down. You can probably, if it's long enough, you can probably.
It's not. It's got layers in it.
Who's keeping my call when he gets here to get the stuff?
It's just gonna go to the front desk.
You can go down the front desk. Okay. Let me run this to the mic and have him run it downstairs real quick. Is Alan coming? Isn't he?
Flores.
Okay. Okay, let's go. You ready, Edith? All right.
That's it.
Sydney, would you, turn the lights up? Do we have a witness?
Your Honor, I believe Detective Timmons is here.
Swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Detective, can you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
Yes, my name is Officer Chris Timmons, Timmis.
And you previously testified about some of your involvement in this investigation, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
As part of your involvement in the investigation, did you have a chance to observe Mr. Harrell and his body?
Yes, I did.
Did you have a chance to go to the hospital where Mr. Harrell was at and see him there?
Yes, I did.
And when did you do that?
The morning that I was called out, I believe it was January 14th, 2009.
And you said you went to the hospital, is that correct?
That is correct. Scottsdale was one.
Now, while you were with Dale Harrell, did you see any injuries on him?
Yes, I did.
And did you document those injuries?
Yes, I did.
How did you document these injuries?
Via photographs and also in my supplemental report.
I'd like to show you what's been marked Exhibits 418 through 427. Please take a look at those items and see if you recognize them.
I recognize them all.
And are those the photos that you took?
They are, yes.
Are those fair and accurate representations of the photographs that you took on that day?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit Exhibit 418 through 427.
No.
Received.
We're going to go through some of these exhibits. I'll start with Exhibit 418. What is this item?
That item is what we refer to as a data card. It's usually the first photograph when I take photographs in a series of the photos to explain that any photos that are following that are photos that I took. It has usually the report number, the case number on it. It'll have my name on there. It'll have the location of where I'm at. And it also has the date and the time that I arrive and I take the photographs of wherever I'm at.
So according to this card, you arrived and took these photos at 9:27 in the morning, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And these were taken in the ICU, is that correct?
I believe yes.
Turning to Exhibit 419. What are we looking at?
I'm standing at the foot of the bed, of Mr. Harrell's bed. I'm taking an overall photograph of his upper torso area and the condition he is when he was in the room when I was there.
Exhibit 420.
That would be a photograph of Mr. Harrell from his right side.
421.
Again, another photograph of Mr. Harrell, but from his left side.
422.
It would be a photograph of Mr. Harrell's legs, standing from the right side, from his knees down.
Exhibit 423.
That's a close-up photograph with an injury scale of an abrasion on Mr. Harrell's right shin, which you can see on the previous photograph, just below his right knee.
Now, when you take photographs of injuries, is it common to use this scale marker?
Yes, it is.
When you see an injury on a person and you're the one documenting it through photographs, is it common to take that far away and then close-up picture of that injury?
Yes, when I was trained at Mesa PD as a crime scene technician, what I would do is I'd take overall photographs, then you move into a mid-range photograph and a close-up photograph and a close-up of the scale to show the accurate size of the injury when it's blown up.
So just to make sure I understand, you take overall photos and then document specific injuries, is that correct?
Exactly.
Moving to Exhibit 424. What are we looking at here?
That's overall photograph of Mr. Harrell's head, standing from the right side looking down on him as he's laying down in his bed.
Exhibit 425.
That is a close-up with scale of Mr. Harrell's right side of his head, his eye area, one of the shunts or drainage tubes protruding by the corner of his eye.
And 426, is that just a different angle of that same area?
It is, yes.
And then 427, what are we looking at here?
That's a photograph of Mr. Harrell's right eye. His right eye had basically fallen out of the orbit and was recessed in there, so the doctor had opened up his eyelids to show me that his eye had basically dropped down out of socket.
Now, you specifically marked and documented with the scale the injury on the shin, the injury to the eye. Now, looking back at exhibit, let's start with 419. When you looked at Mr. Harrell's chest, did you find any injuries there?
I did not, no.
Had you found any injuries, would you have done the same process of moving far and then in with the ruler?
Yes, I would have.
Now, in looking at exhibit 419, for example, there's an area where there's a sheet, kind of gown covering Mr. Harrell. Did you check those areas for injuries as well?
I did, yes.
And did you find any injuries in that area?
I did not, no.
Understanding that this is kind of a delicate or personal area, if you had found some injuries, would you still have documented those through photographs?
Absolutely.
So is it fair to say you had the chance to look over all of Mr. Harrell, at least the front of his body?
That is correct, yes.
When you did that, did you find any bite marks on Mr. Harrell?
I did not, no.
Did you find any claw marks on Mr. Harrell?
I did not, no.
If you had seen those, would you have documented them as you did to the injury to the shin or to the eye?
Yes, I would have.
Just a moment, please, Your Honor. Nothing further from the state.
Cross-examination. No questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any questions by the jury? I don't see any hands. Free to go. One more?
Nothing this morning.
Okay, I guess we're on break. 1:30.
Please rise for the jury.
Preview for this afternoon.
Your Honor, I'm going to discuss with your clerk. We'd like to come back in court early. Mr. Flores will be the afternoon witness. I would anticipate he's going to